Okay, be honest with yourself for a second. How long have you been working hard without feeling like the business is actually moving forward? This is not a hustle problem, it's a leak. And I want to talk about that during this episode. Welcome back to Leveraging Operations and Leadership. Today, we're diagnosing exactly what is draining your capacity and what to build instead. Let's get into it. So you are working every single day. You are working hard. Your calendar is full with client work, to-do list that rolls over from one week to the next. You're responding to emails, you're delivering, you're showing up for every single thing your business needs. And still at the end of the week, you feel like you got nothing done because you have so much left on your list to do. That's not a discipline problem. That's not a focus problem in most cases. That's a capacity leak problem. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what capacity leaks are, how to identify the specific ones that are draining your business right now, and what it takes to seal them so your time and energy actually go towards the things that move the needle in your business. The truth of the matter is most solopreneurs and small business owners think they have a time problem, but many of them don't. They actually have a structural problem. A capacity leak is anything in your business that consumes your time, energy, or attention without producing a result that moves your business forward. And the tricky part is that it rarely looks like wasted time. It looks like working. It feels like working. It looks like productivity. But at the end of the week, you look up and the needle hasn't moved. Here's why this matters right now. When your business runs on your bandwidth instead of on structure, every task, every decision, every client request goes through you. That's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable model. It's a ceiling. Now, before I get into the leaks that I'm going to share, I want to just kind of remind you that these are not random problems. Every single one of them has a fix. And most of the fixes are not about doing more. They are about building the structure that makes doing less possible or doing more of the right things possible. All right, so let's talk about these leaks. Leak number one is no goals to set direction and priority. When you do not have clear goals for the month, the quarter, the year, everything feels equally urgent. So you respond to whatever is the loudest. You end up busy every single day doing things that do not actually move your business forward in the direction that you want it to go. Goals are not just motivational. They are a filtering system. They tell you what to say yes to, what to say no to, and where your time belongs. So it helps you to prioritize what you're working on. Without them, other people's priorities fill in the space. So the reason that you're not moving the needle in your business is not because you're not working hard enough. It's because you have no clear destination to move forward, to work forward. That's leak number one. Leak number two, no boundaries. So others dictate how your time is spent. This one does not always feel like a business problem. It feels like you're just being helpful or nice. It may look like a client needs something outside of the scope, or someone wants a quick call, or a request comes in after hours and you respond because you don't want them to feel ignored. But every time you allow someone else to decide how your time gets used, you're giving away capacity that you can't get back. Boundaries are not about being cold and rigid. They're really about protecting the time your business needs from you. And they have to be structural, not just intentional. Good intentions do not hold boundaries. Clear communication and documentation expectations do. That's leak number 2. Leak number 3 is reinventing the wheel because nothing is documented. Every time you start, whether it's a client project from scratch or write the same email you've written a dozen times or walk somebody through a process you have explained repeatedly, you're spending energy on something that should already be built. Documentation is not paperwork. It's protected time. When your processes live in a document instead of your head, you stop paying the same costs over and over again. You also start building something that can run without you, which is the entire point of getting out of the bottleneck. Leak 4, performing manual tasks because you have not set up systems. There are things right now in your business that happen the same way every time. Scheduling, follow-ups, invoicing, onboarding, offboarding. If you're handling those manually every single time, you're choosing to do work that an actual system could do for you. It's not about building a complicated tech stack. You all know by now, if you've been following me any amount of time, you know that that is not what I recommend. It is about identifying the repetitive tasks in your business and asking whether your time is the right tool for the job. In most cases, it's not. Automation does not replace your thinking. It actually protects your thinking by handling the tasks that do not require it. Okay, that's leak number 4. Leak number 5, no structured day. So you never stay ahead. You're basically reacting to your day instead of designing it. And that is one of the most common and most costly leaks there is. When you have no system for planning your week in advance, no structure for setting priorities before Monday arrives or on Monday morning, you spend the first hour of every day figuring out what to do. And by the time you figure it out, something else has already pulled your attention. A structured day is not about, again, this is not about being rigid and cold. It's a framework that protects your most important work from everything that wants to interrupt it. Planning your week in advance, assigning your priorities before the week start, and protecting time blocks for focused work changes what you're able to accomplish without adding a single hour to your day. And this last leak, this is a bonus leak, because I said I wanted to do 5, but this was too important not to include. And this is no CEO time. So the business never gets your leadership. And as a CEO, as the leader of your business, you have to carve out time to actually lead your business. It's just like you have to carve out time for business development to grow your business. This is the leak underneath all the other leaks. You can be aware of every single one of the problems above and still never fix them, because fixing them requires you to step out of the daily work and think strategically about your business. That takes protected time. And if you never carve it out, it never happens. Sitting in the CEO seat and carving out CEO time is not a luxury. It is the work of leading your business instead of running it. It is where you review what is working. You make decisions about what needs to change. You plan the next move. You build the systems that make everything else more sustainable. Without it, you're always in the business, running the detailed day-to-day. And the leaks stay open because you never have the space to close them. And all of these leaks, I just want to say this, all of these leaks, we address in the Leadership Shift program, because these leaks is what actually stops you from growing. It actually causes you to be burnt out and overwhelmed because you're working extremely hard and not seeing the progress that you want to see. And then it also causes you to hire from a place of exhaustion instead of being intentional. So you don't always make good hiring decisions. This is why the leadership shift builds in these things. But let's talk about, now that you know the leaks, let's talk about the audit. Just a quick audit that you could do and some questions that you can ask yourself, right? Because now that you know what the leaks are, here is how to find your specific leaks. And this audit has two parts. The first helps you to see where your time is going, and the second helps you understand why it matters. Let's talk about the first part, which is the diagnostic part. Step one, you want to track your interruptions for a couple of days. I recommend a week, but if you can't do a week, at least do 2 days. Every time you stop for focus work to handle something, write it down. This isn't about judging yourself. This is so that you can see a pattern. Most people are surprised by what they find. So go ahead and start doing that. That's step one. Step two, flag anything you did more than once. Anything that you handled more than once this week that does not require your specific expertise in that moment is a candidate for a documented process or a system. 1 time is a task. Twice is a pattern. 3 times is a system that is waiting for you to build it. Step 3, ask the replacement question. For every recurring task, ask, if I were unavailable, could someone else handle this using something I already have written down? If the answer is no, then you found a potential leak. Not because you need to be replaced, but because anything that can only run through you is a ceiling on your business. And I understand for many of us, there's going to be tasks that only you can do. If you're the lead coach or the lead consultant, or like I'm sitting here recording this podcast, these are things that only I can do, or only I want to do at this phase in my business. But there's so many other things that I have automated, or I have my virtual assistant do. So really take this question and think about it, okay? Because you could really be identifying some leaks that you could start to plug. The fourth step is to pick one leak to close this week. You know, I don't like trying to do all the things at once. Not all of them, one. Write down the process, set a boundary, set up the system, seal one leak, and feel what that changes before you move to the next one. That is part one of the audit. Okay, that is the diagnostic part. Part two is the reflection questions. Now, here is where the audit gets real. These 3 questions connect everything you just looked at back to why the leaks even exist in the first place. The first question is, what are the 3 activities that if you did them consistently every week would actually move your business forward? Not the tasks you are always doing, the ones that create real results. And here's a hint. If you cannot answer that quickly and confidently, that is leak number 1 in action. You do not have a time problem. You have a direction problem. And without direction, you cannot protect the right activities because you have not defined what they are yet. This is a great place to start. So remember, we were talking about goals and having direction. Okay, this is a great place to start if you don't have that. Question number 2, does your week have protected time for those activities? Once I know what those activities are, I need to protect the time. Look at last week, not the week you planned, the week that actually happened. Did those 3 activities get your best time and attention? Not, oh, I did them at the last minute or at the end of the day and with the leftover time. No, you need to be giving these your best. Okay. So look at that and see what you need. And if you're honest, that is leak 2 and 5 and 6 showing up together. All right. Question number 3. Are those activities still running through you manually every single time? And if the answer is yes, your documentation and system gaps are the reason your most important work keeps getting crowded out. That is leaks 3 and 4. And here's the thing with automation that I want you to understand. Even if you cannot automate the entire process or workflow, you can automate components of it, and that is going to help you. So if you answered no to any of these 3 questions, you are not feeling overwhelmed because you are not working hard enough at all. You are feeling overwhelmed because your business does not have the structure to protect what matters. That structure is exactly what the leadership shift is built to give you. Being busy is not the same as being productive, and we already know that. So one of the things that I share with many of the leaders is that being booked and busy is not the flex. Being booked and having a business that can support that without burning you out, that's the flex. And running out of capacity every week is not a character flaw. It's what happens when a business is built on the founder's bandwidth instead of structure. The leaks we talked about today are not new at all. They've probably been in your business for a while. What changes now is that you can clearly see them. And once you can see them, you can close them. So go ahead and run your audit and find out where your leaks are and plug one leak this week. All right. And if you are ready to go beyond the audit and build the actual structure that seals these leaks for good, this is exactly what the Leadership Shift is designed to do. It is a 12-week program for micro business owners who are ready to stop running everything from memory and build an operational foundation their business actually needs. We want to go from exhaustion to intention. If this episode gave you something to work with, share it with another business owner in your circle who needs to hear it. And if you have not left a review yet, that is one of the best ways to help more founders find this show. Thank you, and I will talk to you next week.